Welcome to Out of the Noise. I'm Priestess Lilly, channeler medium, sacred heart healer, and space holder. My purpose is to create content that will help humanity rise in consciousness through connection. I do this by facilitating courageous conversations that will leave you activated alongside heart centered leaders, wisdom keepers, and divine humans expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. Together, we will strive to assist a higher level of consciousness on earth and help each other on our spiritual journeys. Navigating the Energyscope of October, a shift towards transformation. Sorry, it's taken a wee while for this to come into fruition, but I have needed some much needed time and rest off. This October through to January the 24th has next year, receiving the information I've received over the last month, it's actually a lot of content energy to hold on to. But first, before we step into the energies of October, I just want to reflect on some significant developments that really unfolded in September. Those that follow me and listened to my insights for September, they knew that I was I channeled about the 18th and 19th of September. Oh, don't worry, that's just spirit talking to me, and highlighted the significance of those dates and the realms of it being around trade, money, and the potential to start to reshape America. And I also mentioned, the G20 summit and the UN meetings that were held in New York at that time. Well, through those meetings, we now know it has brought forward a game-changing announcement of digital public infrastructure, DPI, which potentially looks like a new concept of a CD passport. This initiative has been intertwined with creating a digital currency through the monitoring of climate change. It is a testament that right now our landscape in the world is forever changing. And I have spoken about this, I spoke about this a number of times during our COVID response, and have channeled through a number of different conversations. And so I really want people to hear today the conversation, the message, not through their belief system. It's really important for you not to look through the lens of your belief system, but through the lens of your heart, which are two different things. Not to look through your belief system and your conditioning, through the lens of your heart. During the last 4 years, a lot of people have looked through the lens of their belief system and not their heart. And this is why our country in particular, New Zealand, is in the friggin' predicament it is right now. Okay. Oh, big energy. So October, what does October bring forward? Holy shit. October, those that have been following me for a while have heard me say many a times that COVID-19 was a soft opening for a bigger narrative. Well, we're about to go through that same portal of a soft opening. And the transition is really going to start in October, and it's going to be a bigger lead-in until the 24th of January next year. And it's going to have a massive roll-on effect in energy. As September energies of October, it is crucial for us to reflect on the significant developments of what we've been through and what is still to come. October mirrors a radical shift and change, and it's also that it marks the same transition period from 2019 to 2020, the same energy. So, what were you doing in 2019, 2020 as individuals, but also as a collective? And just as we conclude one year and enter into another world, transformation, we're at that very same similar junction. The coming months will determine how we emerge into our new reality and how we're actually birthed. This shift is happening now because the collective is awakening, it's accelerating, and the pace that forces us to seek to maintain control cannot, you know, needs to shift and change with it. We very much have been birthed as soon as we're born into a power and control paradigm. Throughout history, power and control have been the driving forces of our governments on earth. However, we are reaching that tipping point in our collective consciousness, in the collective world of being rebirthed. And this is marked by three significant cyclic changes that are in the cosmic, that are coming, that we're moving into. These are eclipses, and they are catalysts for mass transformation in our collective consciousness. And the word that is on everybody's lips is change, change, change. Oh, we are fine tuning right now our beliefs and values. Over the past few years, many of us have been honoring our beliefs, redefining our values, and listening closely to our intuition and our heart. The word sovereignty has been the most talked about word over the last 3 to 4 years. And, for so long, us as individuals have been groomed, have been masked to continually give away our sovereignty, our inner power, our strength to a system, to a structure, to people. And, those that have been following me have heard me say, is it serving you at a higher consciousness? We very much saw this integration into our collective, through the choices that our government here in New Zealand made around mandates. And, that was a control and power structure. And, during that time, my conversation many a times was, is this really about health? I'm sure now many people have awakened to the fact that couldn't see it during that time, have awakened to the fact that, was it really about health, or was it about grooming us to be birthed into a different narrative, a different control structure, a different paradigm? And so we really are being asked more to listen to our intuition, our knowing, our beliefs versus our conditioning. The question looms at large is whether we are ready to act. Are we ready to stand with new profound clarity? Even when it leads us into that feeling of being completely uncomfortable and walking differently to most of the collective. For many of us, we've walked that walk before. This is going to be on a whole new paradigm. Are we prepared to use our voices? Are we prepared to stand for change? Are we prepared to prioritize the greater good out of what will be overcome by fear and judgment? We are right now unveiling the agenda en masse. The agenda is becoming more and more clearer by the day. This is no longer a conspiracy theory. This is what we're being birthed into. It involves economic restructuring, moving away from traditional currency and embracing digital currency that links to a social credit system designed to combat climate change. While on the surface, this may not seem absolutely alarming, it is essential and remains vigilant to ensure that the system aligns with humanity's highest good. Over this coming junction period, it's a soft opening. And when we think about, 2000, when we think about 2019 as we emerged into the early stages of 2020, it was a soft opening that was bred by fear and conditioning. That then led into possibly one of the most life changing experiences for everyone in the world at some level. Many people were activated in their witch wound, in being in old past lives, and we chose what we chose as a collective consciousness. Many people now, 3 years on, have regretted many of the decisions they made and how they treated people. As a country, we have over $70 billion was spent on a pandemic. $70 billion. Those that haven't gone and seen the River of Freedom and do not understand anything of what I'm speaking about, I invite you to get outside your comfort zone and go see an amazing documentary that is not controlled by the government, that has not received mainstream funding, taxpayers' money. I invite you to go see it. Even so, it is labeled as disinformation, which blows my mind because, how can we keep labeling people's lived experiences as disinformation? Is another way to gaslight and control humanity for not evolving or awakening to their heart's knowing. These conversations and our healing really needs to start to happen now. And if I'm activating the shit out of you, there's something in you that needs to be healed. There's something in you that needs to be looked at. Because for humanity to step into unity, this is where we're at. As we transition into October, it's beginning to, the activation really has started to happen on the 29th of September and setting the stage for the upcoming eclipse energy in the following 2 weeks. The eclipse energy that is coming forward is, very much, laugh out loud, the 13th, 14th, and 15th of October. The 14th of October, we're going to vote as a country. The 14th of October, Australia are going to vote around yes or no for the Aboriginal people being included in their constitution. It is also the same period that America is voting in their new speaker. There are so many big decisions around the power and control structures of governments and systems that is being decided on that weekend. This month is going to promise some pretty big surprises, leaving many people thinking, what the fuck just happened? However, if you've been following my guidance for some time, these developments shouldn't really catch you off guard as you've been preparing for them. You've been preparing for them. You have understand them. You have been stepping into a higher layer of consciousness. In the coming weeks of October, moving forward to the 24th of January, we will find ourselves standing at a pivotal junction where individual choices will be intertwined with our karma. We play a significant role right now for reclaiming and reshaping the future of this country for the next generation. There are several key dates that we need to keep an eye on, particularly October the 1st to the 24th of January, when the new collective energy is really going to start to emerge and set the precedents, set the platform. For those who believe that they can simply go with the flow and without putting in any necessary spiritual work, It's time to halt any tendencies. And it's time to stop, get your head out of your ass, and work toward and stop spiritually bypassing. Humanity will require everyone to be activated and active in the involvement during this time. On the 14th and the 15th is a significant period of time that occurs as a ring of fire eclipse graces the American skies. This event is expected to collide with the cosmic's energies, helping us to restore balance, bringing things back to harmony, and the ongoing power struggles the people have been having. This is also us too. Because we're in the ring of fire, if we're thinking about collectively, um, the energetic plates of the world. We are currently in a phase of a final cycle of transmission and transformation, both on an individual and a collective consciousness level. Over the next few months, a profound shift will take place, with many individuals coming together in unity to activate and advocate for sovereignty, healing, and a better future as this activation really starts to take place. This eclipse is an anticipation to bringing about considerable instability in our financial matters and economy, with a far reaching effect to the global stage. Expect to witness a fire and fury, significant world events during this time. Regarding New Zealand, changes on everyone's lips, changes on everyone's horizon. I have said that we will see, and I've mentioned it previous times, a national act may form a new government, but it will have a twist within it. It won't just be totally them formatting it. I said last month, don't discount Winston Peters. It won't be smooth sailing journey for this. Many regions, especially Northland and Auckland, are likely to experience weather patterns as we build up to election date. Mr. Chippy. It is no surprises that Mr. Chippy is got COVID right now, because their party is going to plummet like it's never plummeted before. There is going to be in the next week some significant trying to rebuild, recapture people, some fake fucking promises. Let's just say it for what it is. And these fake promises for all of the politicians in the major parties is really going to be the driving force to take control. It's not going to be a squeaky clean, easy election. Let's just say that. And I'm having an election party, baby. I'm celebrating that the country is actually more awake than they've ever thought. The country is actually more awakened than they've ever realized that we are as a country. And you're going to see that. You're really going to see that in some of our election results. And that just expands my heart on multiple layers. So as we navigate October, because I'm just really talking about October, and we start to feel that energy come into effect around, and that same narrative of fear, contract, control, bigger conversation, soft opening, soft grooming. Let's just say it for what it is. Soft grooming for a bigger narrative that's going to come into play. Let us remember that we are really the architect. We are the architects. We are the people that actually have control on what this whole collective future looks like. Change is inevitable, but how we respond to it within our own system, within our own nervous system, within our own thoughts, within our own beliefs is really up to us. Our awakening right now as a collective consciousness is unstoppable. And the word is, we are in a massive flux. In March, New Zealand has a partial eclipse come over her early in March. And, March 2022, on the 2nd of March 2022, was the day that that I know I'll always remember, and I know that many of New Zealanders were watching it on TV or on, streamed Facebook lives, was the day that the police went through the Freedom Village on Parliament Lawn. So this is an opportunity for greater healing. This is an opportunity, the same partial. So that energy that we felt on the 2nd of March on 2020, that same energy, partial eclipse are going to bring through that same thought-provoking energy. I'm not saying the same is going to happen again, because we are at a karmic crossroad. We have a choice here on how we respond. Are we going to respond from spiritual maturity, authenticity, or are we going to respond from fear, self-responsibility, or giving our power away? This is what I said that this year was all about. It was the making of spiritual maturity, authenticity, self-responsibility, and sovereignty. And karmically, they're the 4 things that we have been working on so deeply. It's time to step into your power. It's time to step into your sovereignty and listen to your hearts and act for the highest good for you that will lead to the highest good for humanity. The world is changing, and we are integrating and reshaping the pathway forward. For so long we have been suppressed. It's time for us to use our voice. It's time for us to speak what we feel, and it's time for us to listen respectfully. We have the ability to make the changes that we can make as a collective consciousness. New Zealand is the first country to see the light in the world as the sun. And we're also the first country to bring the light, to be the light. This is why the selection and, what is happening is so important. So the cards I'm going to pull today for the energy of October is this amazing deck called Unfolding of the Golden Age. I bought this when I was obviously on holiday. It is light language and light codes. It is phenomenal. So I'm going to pull 3 cards and see what comes forward. Energy of October. These cards will be for you or for look at that, they pulled 3, bang, bang, bang. For you as the collective, but also as individuals. If you like me, you might want to like my page, Priestess Lilly. Follow me on Facebook. There's, if you would like an online reading, there's dates up in my Priestess Lilly webpage. This is fascinating. This is actually really fascinating. Okay, the first card is Earth Guardians. Find this fascinating because there's DNA running right through. And these feel like, to me, I'll say it, a virus. I think this is what we're coming out of. I don't know if it's what we're coming into, but it's about interesting that it's also got sperm on it. I'll say that. So this is about being in the early stages of rebirthing, collective consciousness, being, I see it's the same energy. Fuck, I'll just say it. This is about, are you going to be fooled and disillusioned with the same narrative? I'm just going to say that. The other thing I want to say is there's going to be a lot of distractions this month. We're building into a lot of distractions. that will keep you trapped in the fear narrative. Don't be in fear of them. This is the same narrative. It's everything I've been talking about, because the next card is mountains. So this is about earth guardians. When I look at a mountain, it's about you being the mountain, you standing in your sovereignty, you standing tall, you standing in your light, you really talking, you really having the conversations and that you need to have, and really anchoring into your divinity, your sacred knowing, your sovereignty. And then the next card is restful renewal. On the card it says, so there's going to be, it's got DNA again, and the infinity of 8, which is about balance and harmony and everything being in flow. It's also, so there's going to be 4 activations, 4 things around you that are going to activate you, 4 things that it's like that is going to lead you to thinking about change. Feels like to me, when I look at this card, the skeletons are the death of an old way of being, an old version of you, a death of the collective energy, letting it all go and sitting in your own mind's eye and your own, let all the noise do what the noise is going to do. You sit it, let the fear be what it needs to be. You sitting in your own divinity, you grounding yourself, you creating the peace and harmony that you need in the inner world to then bring that to the outer world. So you're not distracted by all of this noise here. But I really think when I feel into the whole 3 cards as a whole, same comes through, same. I hope this collectively makes sense for you guys as a whole. If you like what I say, like me on Facebook, share it, talk to people, invite people to my page. On Monday, we have, I'll be actually pulling cards and channeling in my Awakening She group. Have a phenomenal day and enjoy.